everybody, and welcome to our webinar, Quarantine, Time to Move to the Cloud, Moving Your Workers to Remote. Right now, we are in unsettling times for both the business world and for your personal world. How prepared was your organization for this quarantine and working remotely? Were all the applications and information you need and use daily readily available for you to access remotely? Or did you have to reconfigure computers and make concessions? My name is Debbie Gilbride. I'm a consultant here at CEM Business Solutions, and along with my colleague Matt Stathis, our Business Development Manager, we'll be going over how moving to the Azure Cloud will make your world more accessible, secure, and how it helps in situations like we are in now, where you need to work remotely in a snap, but need all your functionality available with no downtime. First, let me tell you a little bit about us here at CEM. We were established in 2003, so we're going on our 20th year. We are a US-based Microsoft Gold partner. We have had over 350 plus implementations in 19 countries across 3 continents. All our software is built on the Microsoft Dynamics technology. We focus on solutions for the construction industry and solutions for HR and payroll for mid to large size companies. We support Microsoft Dynamics D365 for the cloud, on-premises, and for AX. We have over 70 IPs, and we will give you end-to-end delivery on any and all of our products. We have multiple products on Microsoft's AppSource, and our payroll software solutions are CFMD, certified for Microsoft Dynamics. We have also won numerous awards from Microsoft, including Best Implementation Partner, Fastest Growing Company, and we are a Microsoft President's Club Gold member. As mentioned before, our payroll solutions earn CFMD certification. So how can the Azure Cloud help you? What is the Azure Cloud? And how does Microsoft Dynamics work on the Azure Cloud? The acceptance of the cloud is the first stage of maturity in a company's digital transformation. The Microsoft Cloud, or Azure Cloud, is an expanding set of cloud services to help your organization meet its business challenges. It's your data and intelligence working together. It gives you the freedom to build, deploy, and manage cloud applications through a global network of data centers using your favorite tools and frameworks. This global network of data centers was created by Microsoft for this purpose. Microsoft Dynamics 365 is a set of business intelligence tools to help you meet today's challenges by bringing your customers and business together with the next generation of CRM and ERP applications. They are cloud-based applications. When you went into quarantine mode, were you able to just close up your laptop on Friday afternoon and start working from home on Monday morning? Were all the applications, files, and the data you use ready to be accessed at your fingertips? Or did you have to carry boxes of files or customer contact lists out of the office with you? If you're on the cloud and set up, you wouldn't be carrying anything out with you. Right now, I'm going to pass this portion of the webinar over to my associate, Matt Stathis, who's going to be talking about the CRM.
Thanks, Deb. And since we are remote, I'll be asking Deb to advance the slides. The Microsoft CRM, what do we use CRMs for? Well, the top left and bottom right are what we're usually think about when we think about CRM: running campaigns, generating leads, creating a database, assigning those leads, tracking opportunities, and finally converting leads into sales. Now, since you're home, since you're remote, since you're alone, you need a way to get with the rest of your team. And we use the CRM here in just that way. We're able to assign tasks on the CRM. I can see what all the marketing people and other salespeople are doing at any given time. And more importantly, they can see what I'm doing, so they stay out of my way and let me do what I have to do. The top right quadrant talks about managing cases, but we'll call them a case, a lead. Conducting training sometimes when it has to be done. Developing knowledge base is probably one of the most important things that CRM is useful for. You put all of the information you know about any client, any lead, any new piece of business you might get into the CRM where it's accessible by everyone on the team. Total transparency. And when you're stuck in quarantine like we all are, sometimes it's the only way to reach out to them. So you can go to the next slide, Deb. This next slide, you'll see what we see when we go into the Microsoft CRM. It has a tile for just about everything, and this isn't even all of them. There are sales tiles. There's more. They're changeable. They're adjustable. You can essentially customize it to be an extension of your brain if you're the person setting up the CRM. Um, so what do we use it for, and what can you use it for, and how can this help you, even if you're sitting across a desk from someone else? Well, it streamlines all your administrative processes for sales, marketing, service, technical calls, whatever you have to do to service a client or a potential client, you can list and put in the CRM. You can keep track of where you are in the sales pipeline. Next slide, Deb. And by putting all of your KPIs, KRAs, whatever you call them, into the CRM. So every piece of work that you do towards getting a deal, closing a deal, servicing an existing client is all in there. It's all at the fingertip. It's there for your supervisors, your bosses, the owners of your operation. It's there for you, the people who work under you. Everybody gets a full 360-degree view of what's going on in the sales pipeline. Now, the CRM, I don't know what we all did before the CRM days, and I've been around before the CRM days, doing things in Excel, and before that in Lotus 123, making lists, checking the list. But that's very difficult. You know, one of the issues that a lot of sales teams has is two salespeople pursuing the same prospect. Happens all the time. Shouldn't happen when you have a CRM, but if you're in sales, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's off-putting to the potential client as well as in addition to being upsetting for the two people vying for the same business. But here's an interesting case I had today. I was going through my contacts, my new leads, writing emails to everyone, getting to know people, and I sent an email to someone, and it was a pretty generic email. I think the name was Jones, and I went to save the email, and it told me I already had a an entry for that person. It was showing me it was a duplicate. And I looked through, and the company, the name, the everything was different, except they shared the same email address. So I got on the phone, called up the lead. Weren't in, obviously. Office was closed, but this will prevent issues in the future. Hopefully they'll get back to me, and we'll straighten all that out. Without a centralized and automated CRM that could be accessed from anyone on your team anywhere, you could also lose track of where you are with your customers. You could lose track of interactions, of important milestones and touch points that you're supposed to keep track of in order to move a relationship forward to a close, to taking care of an outstanding customer service issue, whatever. With our CRM, you can automate a lot of business processes that you wouldn't normally associate, or just have different systems that you will write letters in, keep a calendar in, keep track of commissions, what's owed, what's outstanding. Everything can be done in this CRM, and it could be, again, you know, from one isolated team member to another in living rooms and bedrooms and kitchens all over your area. The CRM is also very good at running multi-channel campaigns. If you're doing an email marketing campaign, if you're putting up web content, if you're hosting webinars such as this, if you're hosting events, all of that can be on one page that's easily accessible and knowable. It helps for collaboration. I can't tell you how many times we've gathered around the CRM when we're together in the same room, or when you gather around for meetings weekly, daily. You can talk about where you are, what needs to be done, and what your future action should be. The CRM makes most information that you have there actionable, which is all we can really hope for. Just putting information in a spreadsheet, in a Word document, in a file somewhere in your computer doesn't really help. Of course, you can assign calendar notes or ticklers to any and all of your information. That helps you or whoever you assign this information to the opportunity to act on whatever they need to act on. Another important issue is cross-sell and upsell. Once you have clients, once you have a nice body of clients, if you didn't try to sell them everything that your company sells and everything that other departments have, well, you're not doing the full sales job. And this is a great system to give you those opportunities to go out and have other people, other departments, perhaps see that there's an opportunity there with that contact. The Microsoft CRM is also really great because it integrates with other Office 365, Word, Outlook, Excel. It all integrates together into this system. Now, if you're like me, I hated CRMs when I first started to have to deal with them. But a little upfront investment in time, learning how the CRM works, going through it, putting your information in will go a long way in you being able to use that CRM later to get these nice KPI displays, these reports. And if you go to the next one, Deb, there's another page of reports and dashboards. But you don't get these dashboards unless you have good information in the CRM. So, you just gotta keep at it. Live in the CRM all day, every day. Keep it open. If you have two screens, make one screen your CRM screen. If you have one, keep it open and toggle back and forth through it every day, all day. It will help. It will keep you connected. It will give you opportunities to reach out and 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 touch your contacts and touch your clients. And as we go along, if you have any questions, you can put them in the question queue, and we'll get to them. Even if I pass through my segment, we'll circle back and answer any questions you have. And finally, I know I talked about it. I should have showed the slide. Next slide, Deb, will show tasks and how things are arranged and how you tackle your daily tasks every day through the CRM. So it's more than just a database of your customer data. It can offer you insights. You can connect it to artificial intelligence. You can track trends. You can guide your sellers and your staff. You could empower your sales managers. You can empower your sales team, your sales assistants to get the job done. And in these times, it helps you connect to everybody each and every day. Well, that's my piece of it, Deb. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt, for that information. I'm going to talk about keeping track of time for your employees now that you're home. How are you doing that? Everybody's now working at home. I know we're all working at home. How are you tracking your time? Are you doing timesheets on a daily basis? Do you have a sign in on your system so that when you come in the morning, you just sign in so that your employer knows that you're there? Do you have a morning meeting to check in and like periodic check-ins during the day or meetings during the day? Or are you just residing on the honesty system? Right now, the way we're working it is we are doing timesheets on a daily basis here at CEM. They're project and activity based timesheets. And we also have 2 daily Scrum meetings that we're putting together. We have one in the morning, and then we have one at the end of the day. And in those meetings, we discuss what our plans are for the day and what we've accomplished, and any pain points that we might have hit during the day. We do all of this to our timesheet tracking via Microsoft Dynamics, our ERP tool. And we all do it via our ESS. or employee self-service. The system, the Microsoft Dynamics cloud-based system is accessible via URL. It's a security-driven system. You're going to need a password and a login to access the system. And then once you're in the system, even more security takes over. You're only going to be allowed to see and do what is appropriate for your role in the organization. So right now, this would be an example of the screen that you would go into or that you would see when you access the system. And the area that you would be using is the employee self-service area. And when you enter the employee self-service area, you're going to see a whole host of things that you can do or visualize as the employee. I'm concentrating right now on our time management. And this would be where you would enter your timesheets. If you are a manager and your subordinates have put in timesheets for you, you would be able to see the timesheets that you have to review. They would also show up over here. If you had to delegate any timesheets for somebody, that you would see that as well. And you could do your timesheets. You'll be able to see them for this period. You'll be able to go back in time and look at it for last period. You cannot do timesheets for a future period, but that's how we set it up. Doesn't mean that's how you want to set it up. Also in this self-service area, you'll be able to look at your performance goals. You'll be able to look at your pay statements and pay stubs. You'll be able to do whatever your company has set you up or allowed you to do. You'd be able to edit your personal details. You'd also be able to look at your benefits. And if need be, if it was you're working from home and you have to update your benefits, you'd be able to go in and do that as well. Within the employee self-service area, you'll also be able to see your information for your time off balances. So if you accumulated any PTO time, or if you accumulated any sick hours, and you chose to use that sick hour or those PTO times, those you'll be able to put into your timesheet as well. And this is also available via your ESS. Your management will also be able to see your timesheets, like I said, for the review. And this is shared. This is all on the cloud. So you don't have to be in your office to be able to get this. Another tool that we use to help us stay connected is Teams. Teams will help your entire organization stay connected, to be perfectly honest. It'll handle meetings. Has a daily planner. It has chats. It has all your tasks. You could share all kinds of documents. You could be looking at the same documents at the same time. You can have more than one person editing the same document at the same time. Microsoft Teams is also a cloud-based application. So as long as you have your Azure Active Directory set up for your 365 account for your Word, PowerPoint, Excel, you will be able to set up all your documents and your team on this Teams site. One of the first things that you could actually do is you could set up your teams, and you could have teams set up. You could have a sales and marketing team. You could have a work from home team. If you had certain products, you could have your products each set up here, and you assign team members to your team. Within these teams, you could actually hold conversations and chat and talk about and set things up and find out how your day is going and what is going on. You also have a regular chat that if you don't want to do it in a team, or if you need to do it one-on-one with another colleague or with your boss, you'd be able to go into this chat area and you'd be able to chat one-on-one with your boss or with your colleague. All your documents and your team on this Teams site. One of the first things that you could actually do is you could set up your teams, and you could have teams set up. You could have a sales and marketing team. You could have a work from home team. If you had certain products, you could have your products each set up here, and you assign team members to your team. Within these teams, you could actually hold conversations and chat and talk about and set things up and find out how your day is going and what is going on. You also have a regular chat that if you don't want to do it in a team, or if you need to do it one-on-one with another colleague or with your boss, you'd be able to go into this chat area and you'd be able to chat one-on-one with your boss or with your colleague. The other part of Teams within your team is you have files, and you can post and put up into that team any and all of your files. And these files will be shared by the whole team. So anybody that is on this team would be able to go in and look at the PowerPoint. This break sheet would be anybody on the team when you're taking a break, you log into the file. And I'd be able to see if Matt, my colleague, went and put in his break, and if I needed work, I'm like, oh, I see he's on a break. It is all active, it is all real time. Also, you have a daily planner that you could actually set up for your team. And you can assign tasks to your fellow members, or you could assign tasks to yourself. You can have due dates, you have who's assigned to the task, you can have more than one person working on a task at a time. These tasks will also show you any notes or any progress that you have or you've been doing on that task or that assignment, as well as it'll keep track of all your completed tasks that you have done and you've finished on this team. With Teams as well, you can have calls. You have a calendar for setting up all your meetings if you need to set up a group meeting, and this can go for outside people too. All you need to have is an email address, and you can invite that person via the email address. And even if they don't have Teams on their computer, they could still access it. They'll just do a quick little download, and they'll be able to get on that meeting with you, as well as you'll be able to see them on camera. You'll all be able to talk. The files that are here on Teams that allow you to share are all Microsoft SharePoint. So you'd have your library set up that everybody would be able to see. And that's, like I said, as long as you have your Active Directory set up and you have your SharePoint set up, everybody on your team or in your organization that has the security will be able to access this information. Another way of logging in your time and keeping track of your timesheets, we have a called Daily Log. If you're still an essential worker working on a construction site or in a job where you have a whole crew, you can use this Daily Log to log into all of your information. The Daily Log will allow you to clock in individually when you get to the job site, and you could clock in accordingly to project and activity. Or the PM or the project manager or the big boss can actually log you in or log in the whole crew for whoever is working on that time. The daily log will also allow you to say when you are on breaks or when you're going to take your lunch, and then you can also clock out. With the daily log as well, you can keep track of everything that is going on at your job site all for the entire day, whether you have deliveries of material or equipment, anybody who's coming in for an inspection, or if there's any visitors. This daily log will allow you to keep track of your time and what is going on at your essential job while you are a remote worker. And once we're out of this quarantine, which I'm crossing my fingers is soon, you could use this for your regular work day, and it'll keep track of everything that is going on. It's not just for when you're working remote. It is a tool that will work on a laptop. It'll work on a phone. It'll work on a tablet. It can work on whatever you need, whatever type of application you want. And that is another way that some of our essential workers are keeping track of their time while we're in this remote moments. One other tool that we actually use, or software that we use to help keep us in touch with all of our employees, is we use Power BI. And this is Power Business Intelligence. And this is a fully customizable dashboard, and it's reports, which can report on every facet of your business. So besides being able to keep all of your files and Word documents or Excel documents or PowerPoints in SharePoint and accessing them via Teams, you are also able to create these report dashboards. It is security based, so it's going to be, not everybody's going to be able to do everything, and not everybody's going to be able to see everything. You can create these reports and push them out to whomever that you would like to see these reports. And this platform scales from individuals to the organization as a whole. So for your C-level individuals, this is a perfect tool for them to use. And as you can see, this is just a small example of Power BI dashboard. And within each of these dashboards, you are able to drill down. So if you click on any of this information that is in your dashboard, you will see all the information change as you drill down. So if you were just looking for units and you just wanted the extreme, and you click on the extreme, you will see that in a drill down. This would be an example of a year-to-end trending category. And let's say that you just wanted to send this out to certain information. You're just working in the North America, and you just wanted to send the February information out to your one segment right here. You can click on this one segment, you could filter on it, and then you would be able to push this report and export it out, or just share it with that one individual. If you wanted to share it or export it to the team, you have that ability as well. And another example of a different type would be a market share report. CEM as a whole can help you build all of these dashboards from your existing information. Now, this is a Power App, so you do not have to have D365, Microsoft Dynamics 365, to use it. This will work on the CDS, on the Common Data Service, which makes it more of a convenience as well for a tool that you could use. And this is a very good tool, like I said, for an entire organization, for your C-level down to your individual level, down to however you want to work remotely.
Hey, Deb,
Yes.
got a question. With the
Yes,
Power
sir.
BI, can you parse this information any way you'd like?
Yes, you can. On the side of each of these dashboards, you will see that there are filters. And you could parse and you could select any of these filters for any of these reports. So yes, you could filter out and parse anything that any information you would want.
So you can do a Power BI report for each team member, the team as a whole, the company, any level you'd like?
Yep, you can make little slivers of everything if you want.
Nice,
You
thanks.
could you can make little slivers of everything that you want. So if you just wanted to share with the central region here, you could filter out and just get the information that you need for the central region, and then you could just send that information out.
Excellent.
Or if there's only one individual in the central region that you'd want to send this to, then you could send it to the manager of the central region, and then have him or her take care of that information and send it to whomever they find needs the information.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And being that we are an Azure Cloud partner, we can help you connect, and we can get you connected with this. So if you have any information that you want and you need help getting connected to the cloud, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you with Teams or with Microsoft Dynamics 365 itself, or with any of the Power Apps like Power BI.
Got another question coming up here, Deb. This is from Jin from Alpine. Is Azure Cloud expensive because it's from Microsoft?
No. I know the Microsoft name sometimes has that connotation to it, but no, this is not an expensive venture. As long as you have an Active Directory and you have 365 and connectivity, we will be more than happy to sit with you and go over your organization and we will be able to help you get on the cloud. It would be different for everybody, but it is not an expensive venture.
Okay. And you just said this, but this question just came up. Do you do D365 implementations? This person is looking for Power BI and Power Apps.
Yes, we do full D365 implementation, soup to nuts, and we will do that for you either on the cloud. We could do it for you if you wanted to be on-prem, but being on-prem in a situation like this might be difficult when you're all quarantined and have everybody working from home. But just reach out to us at CEM and we would be able to help you do your full implementation.
Okay, good stuff. And here's another question from Dio from Creskill, and she's asking, I have a desktop in my office. How do I transfer my desktop files into the laptop? I think it's a little bit different, but do you want to answer that or you want me to? You go, Deb.
Well, you really, there would be a day where you would have to actually transfer all those files from your desktop to your laptop. Back in the day, you would get a flash drive and you'd either stick them all on the flash drive and put the flash drive in your laptop and do it. But you don't have to do that now in this remote world. What you would do is you'd be using SharePoint, and you would set up SharePoint in your organization, and you would save those files on your desktop to SharePoint. And then when you take your laptop home, you have that access to SharePoint as well as your organization. It's set up by security, so not everybody wants to see your files, but if you have a team that you need to see the files with, or if it's just you, but when you go and take that laptop home, you are going to look at them and see them via SharePoint. No longer is it going to be stuck on your big clunky computer in the office where you're like, need to call somebody to help you carry it out of the building and get it home, plug it in, set it up. Nope, you don't have to have that. Simple and easy, and it's SharePoint is your answer.
Okay. All right, and here is a me question. I thought I touched on it already, but what are the chances of me and my colleague calling the same contact? Well, if you follow the right procedure and if you follow best practices, you will put every name that you come across that's viable, not just every name, because you don't want too much information, into the CRM. Once it's in the CRM, anybody can see that name, that contact. And depending on what permissions and security roles everybody has, people might be able to write to your onto your contacts or not, but they'll definitely see that Jim Jones is a Bill contact, and Jane better stay away. So, and that'll avoid a lot of ugly infighting that we used to get a lot of back in the day. Here's another question for me, a CRM question. You could jump in, Deb. I'm just going to grab it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is the CRM connected to your email? Oh yes, it is connected to almost everything you do. It's Microsoft, and every letter you write, every call you make, everything gets tracked back to that contact, which is great because nothing gets lost. All your information is there. It's also kind of scary because you got to be careful what you write. It's all saved. But for transparency, for people adding assists on sales, you can't. I can't say enough good things about it. Having that level of information in each entry really helps a lot. It'll help more than it'll ever hurt.
And to add to that, along with your email being fully connected, you in the Teams environment within your chats, you would also be able to attach files. You'd be able to set up meetings and attach those same meetings. If it's a quick question and you don't want to go through the whole setting up that email with the to and the subject, you go in your chat, you find the person you need to ask your quick question to, and you just type away, and they're going to get a ping on their computer that's going to say, hey, Debbie, Matt's trying to ask you a question, and the question will appear, and I could just type right back. It's an interactive conversation.
Nice. Okay, this is a Deb question. You probably mentioned it, but can the timesheet function be used from any device, phone, tablet, computer?
Absolutely. Because if you're accessing D365 on the cloud, the ERP tool, it is a URL. So as long as you have connectivity and you have the password and the security and you can get to that URL, you are able to enter your timesheets and look at your information from anywhere you need. You download the app to your phone. I know if it's an iPhone, you download it from the Microsoft Apple Store. From Android, you download the app from the mobile app from the Play Store, and you're off and running.
Nice, nice. Okay, and hold on, another question. Employee self-service, ESS. How many different tiles can you put on that page? We have a lot of tiles up there now.
Oh, yes. And you can have as many or as few tiles that you want. The beauty of the D365 system is you're only going to use what you need. So only show us what you need to use. It is fully scalable and customizable. So you can make that screen, put your banner on, put your logo on. You want to have a daily message appear for inspiration, you could have that happening as well. It's 100% customizable, and if you only use ESS, then that could be the only tile that would show on your screen. You don't have to have everything else.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. And I just want to add something. You were doing the Teams part of it, but it should be known that none of us have seen each other in person for weeks now, and this entire presentation was done on Teams. The slides were all done. The questions, everything from top
It
to
was a
bottom.
collaborative effort by all of us.
Right, and a lot of it was done real time. Like you would work on it, I would work on it.
I think we were both working on it at the same time together this morning, to be perfectly honest.
Exactly.
But I can't say that I haven't seen you in a month, because I know we've all been using our cameras and through the Teams, our daily Scrum meetings every day. I know I've been seeing my colleagues every morning. Can't say we've all been looking our best, but I know I've been seeing everybody.
Yes, but the new Teams backgrounds make everybody look great.
That is true. I liked being in France.
Okay. I don't see any more questions. Anyone else have any more questions? Going once? Going twice? All right. Well, what do you think? Deb, do you think of anything else? You want to wrap this up?
Why don't you wrap it up, Matt?
All right. So here you have all your tools necessary to run your business or your piece of the business remotely from almost everywhere. Microsoft gives you that kind of depth and breadth. With a bit of practice and some tweaking, you can create an environment for workflows that'll match your style and your personality and help you perform at your highest level, even in your pajamas. Now, it's really up to you and your team to tailor this powerful suite of tools and make it work for you. Again, this is a tool, make it work for you. The Microsoft tools we discussed can help you focus your efforts in ways that'll contribute to your daily tasks, getting them done better, faster, and easier, and with more impact for you and the rest of your team. Now, we know that there are thousands of articles and reports on how to set up your space and when to eat and when to exercise as you work from home, but we hope we showed you how to actually do your job better. And if you'd like to talk more about the tools we discussed, you could contact us at info@cembs, or if that seems a little too anonymous, you can reach me directly. I'm Matthew, 2T's like the apostle, at cembs.com. Good luck to all of you. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll talk when we all come out of it. Have a great day.